Have you ever sat at your desk staring at something difficult and your brain just whispers, "You can't do this"? And not just whispers, it shouts it over and over?
Yeah, it feels defeated before you even started. That little voice wins.
That crushing moment when you think, "I'm just not good at this"?
Actually, that moment doesn't define your success at all. What we need is how to build a powerful mindset that helps us succeed.
Because honestly, the real difference between people who succeed and people who give up, that's not about talent. That's not about how smart we are.
It's something we can actually control, like right now, today.
So in this episode, we're going to reveal 4 powerful mindset shifts that will completely transform how you handle challenges, how you bounce back from failure, and how you actually achieve your goals. The best part? These aren't complicated.
They're practical, real world. You can start using them today.
Are you with me?
Yeah? Great! Let's go!
Welcome to Speak Fluent English Lab, where learning to speak fluent English feels simple and fun. I'm David.
Hi everyone, I'm Lena.
And we are so grateful you're here watching with us right now. Seriously.
If you've been watching our content, you know we believe that building confidence in English is about so much more than just vocabulary and grammar.
It's about developing the right mindset, the kind that makes you actually believe in yourself.
And that's what we're talking about today.
First, a quick thank you to everyone who's been supporting us. Your comments, your shares, your encouragement, that literally fuels everything we do here.
If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our next episode.
Drop a like for us too. It helps so much, and honestly, it tells us you're enjoying what we're creating.
All right, let's dive into the first mindset shift. This one's a game changer.
So imagine this situation. You're trying to master a new English phrase, right? You practice it, you use it in conversation, and nothing clicks. It sounds weird, it doesn't feel natural. So what do you say?
You probably say, "I can't do this. I'll never be good at speaking English."
And there it is. That's the moment everything changes, but not in the way you think.
What do you mean?
Because what if you just added one word to that sentence? Just one.
One word?
I can't do this yet.
Oh, wow.
That single word, yet, it's not just grammar, it's magic. When you add yet to your limitations, something shifts inside your brain. Your entire mindset transforms from fixed to growth.
So the fixed mindset says, "I'm just not good at speaking."
And the growth mindset says, "I'm not good at speaking yet, but I will be with practice."
That's actually brilliant.
Here's how this works in real life. You're in your first English conversation class, right? Everyone's speaking and you freeze. Your brain screams, "I can't do this!"
Instead of shutting down, you pause. You take a breath.
And you say to yourself, "I can't speak fluently yet, but I'm going to practice. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep trying."
And what happens?
Everything changes. That one word moves you from powerless to powerful. It tells your brain that growth is possible.
That's the shift.
So next time you catch yourself saying, "I can't," just pause. Add yet to the end. Say it out loud. Really say it.
That one word opens up everything. It moves you from stuck to growing, from defeated to determined. All right, our next trick is something that quietly transforms how you actually learn from mistakes.
I'm listening.
Think about this moment. You're practicing English with a friend. You attempt a complicated sentence, and It comes out completely wrong. Awkward silence.
Ouch.
So you think, I'm terrible at this. I embarrassed myself. Why did I even try? And you want to hide.
But what if that moment was actually something different?
What if every single mistake was just information, just feedback?
Feedback?
Think about how learning to cook works. You try a new recipe, the dish doesn't turn out right. But you don't say, I failed at cooking. You say, okay, I learned that I need more salt next time. I learned that the temperature was too high. I got information.
That's actually a brilliant reframe.
Right? So the phrase we use here is, failure is feedback, not the end, just information.
And the idiom that goes with this, every cloud has a silver lining, meaning even the hardest situations have something positive inside them.
Even if it's not obvious at first.
Let me give you a real situation. You're in an English exam. You read a question and completely misunderstand it. You answer incorrectly. In the moment, you feel defeated, right?
Absolutely.
But here's the shift. Instead of saying, I failed, you ask yourself, what did I learn? Maybe you learned that you need to read questions more carefully. Maybe you learned a new vocabulary word you didn't know. Maybe you learned which grammar areas need more practice.
That's the information.
So when you get that test back, you don't just see the red marks as failure. You see them as a roadmap, a guide to where your practice should go next.
That's how you actually improve.
Because once you see mistakes as information, they become your teacher, not your enemy.
Okay, this next one might surprise you. It's about how you respond when you see someone else doing something really well in English.
Ooh, I like this one. So you're watching a YouTube video. Someone's speaking English, totally fluent, articulate, confident, no hesitation. They make it look so easy.
And suddenly, you feel small.
You think, they're so good. I'll never be that good. Why even try?
That's a fixed mindset moment. But here's the magic. There's a completely different way to look at that exact situation.
What's that?
You could think, they succeeded. That means it's possible. What can I learn from how they did it?
Oh, that's clever.
Instead of seeing their success as a threat, you use it as your inspiration map. The phrases we teach for this are aim for the stars and keep your eyes on the prize.
So you're not competing with them.
You're learning from them. There's an idiom too, take the bull by the horns, meaning face things head on without fear.
Okay, here's a real situation. You're in a work meeting. Your colleague fluently explains an idea in English. Everyone looks impressed, and you feel this little sting.
That's a common reaction.
But here's the growth mindset response. Instead of thinking, I'll never be that good, you think, wow, look at what's possible when you practice. I want to know how they got there. What did they do? What habits did they build?
And then you actually ask them.
Hey, how did you become so fluent? And guess what? Most people love sharing their journey. They tell you they practiced with podcasts, they watched movies without subtitles, they joined a language exchange group, they read books.
Suddenly, their success becomes your roadmap. Steal their techniques.
Their excellence becomes your education, not your limitation.
Okay, this last one might feel uncomfortable at first, but it's absolutely a game changer for how you grow.
I'm listening.
Here's something real. Challenges are uncomfortable. Learning something hard is hard. It's supposed to be.
Most people run from that feeling.
But here's the neuroscience part, and this is actually fascinating.
Every single time you push yourself to learn something difficult, your brain literally forms new neural connections. Your brain is physically changing, growing.
So, the struggle is actually where the magic happens.
Exactly. Growth happens outside your comfort zone, not inside it.
The phrases here are, go the extra mile and take the bull by the horns. Because sometimes you have to run toward the hard thing, instead away from it.
Think about what happens in your brain when you do something difficult, when you stretch yourself.
What do you mean?
When you push beyond what's comfortable, your brain creates new pathways, new connections. You're literally becoming smarter, faster, more capable.
That's powerful.
Here's a real example. You want to speak English in a group conversation, but it terrifies you. The old you would avoid it, but the growth mindset version?
What happens?
You show up. You join that conversation. Even though your palms are sweaty, you stumble over words. You feel awkward, but something incredible happens.
What's that?
Your brain is firing, making new connections, learning how to handle pressure, learning real conversation rhythms, learning how to think on your feet in English. That's where real growth lives.
So do something that makes you uncomfortable with English. Really uncomfortable. Join a conversation you're nervous about. Watch a movie without subtitles, even though you'll miss some parts. Read an article about something complex, something that challenges your vocabulary.
These are the moments when real growth happens.
Your brain is literally rewiring itself to become stronger, faster, more capable. The discomfort is the signal that you're growing.
Don't run from that feeling. Lean into it. Okay, let's bring this home. We covered 4 mindset shifts today.
Number 1, I can't becomes I can't yet. That's the power of possibility.
Number 2, failure becomes feedback. It's not the end, it's information.
Number 3, you celebrate other people's success instead of being intimidated by it. Their win becomes your inspiration.
And number 4, you run toward challenges instead of away from them, because that's where real growth lives.
These 4 shifts work for English learning. They work for your career. They work for everything in your life.
We believe people don't fail because they're not smart enough or talented enough. They fail because they give up too early, and we don't want you to be one of those people.
So pick just one of these 4 shifts this week.
Try it, feel it, see what happens.
If you found this helpful, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Your friend who's been doubting themselves, your classmate who's struggling with English, someone you care about.
And please, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already.
Thank you so much for spending time with us.
And remember, your success isn't about being perfect. It's about being willing to grow. Every single day, you have a choice.
You can choose to believe in the power of yet.
We'll see you in the next video. Keep building that powerful mindset.
Let's go!